All right, guys. Hey, it is Thursday, April 26th. We have an awesome special guest on tonight, Ashley Prine. She is master seller times 6, almost 7. You said you've signed up 62 people, so you're a master seller times 6, almost 7. She's married. She's a mom of 2. She started with direct sellers in December of 2016. She has been growing her Instagram presence probably for about a little over a year now, she said. And I stalked her Instagram page a little bit, and it's awesome. She's got like 5,800 followers. And she's just really got the knack for Instagram, and this is one thing that I've been meaning to learn. And I even bought this book. Have you guys heard of this? It's Instagram Secrets. Mm-hmm. I just bought it because I've been meaning to learn more about Instagram because I suck at it. So I'm super excited to hear from you. So take it away, Ashley.
Wait, who's the book by?
It's by Jeremy McGilvery. It's spelled McGilvrey. I don't know. I saw it on a Facebook ad. Those dang Facebook ads. I swear to God.
But tonight,
if I knew how to use Facebook ads the way they do, I'd be a millionaire. So
we're on our way, though. We're on our way.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I will take it away. First, guys, I appreciate you asking me to be here. I totally love and respect you and Derek. Guys, you are the bomb. So it's a huge honor to be here and talk to all the wine warriors. What's up?
Yeah,
like Sherry said, my name is Ashley Prine. I've been with direct sellers since December of 2016. Best decision, hands down, I've ever made. I came from a very well-known health and wellness company, which some of you may have heard about, but whatever. But I still, I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2. But I teach fitness classes. I'm very big into health and fitness. I'm actually a fitness nutrition specialist as well. So this was a very big pivot for me to get into wine. And that's sort of how Instagram came about, because everyone on Facebook knew who I was with health and fitness, and nothing had changed, right? I still love health and fitness. I've always loved wine. I just completely 180'd with my business. And so it was I was sort of at this point where I just wanted to rebrand myself. I had not done it very well in my last business. I kind of did everything wrong. I'd sort of burnt out my Facebook market. And I just sort of wanted a clean start with something, fun and new. So in February of 2017, and I only remember this because during our Courts conference in February of last year, I was trying to figure out how to send a DM during the break, and I didn't even know that. So that's when I started Instagram. So it's a slow and steady growth, but you guys, Instagram is super cool because it is like a search engine for the people that you want to work with. Those are what those hashtags are. They're literally search engines for people that, are like you, or your ideal customer, or your ideal business partner. And that's what I love, because, that's the differentiating factor, I think, between Facebook. Sure, people are all over Facebook. It's the #1 platform in the world. But Instagram, you really get, I don't know, you get more of on a personal level, even though people are there for a lot of business purposes too. So I'm going to dive into kind of the quick and dirty with Instagram and how to really establish your account, how to start growing your following, how to put out great posts, and of course, generate some really quality leads. So let's see here. A couple stats in case you're not convinced about Instagram. I want to throw them out there. Facebook, obviously, it's going to be #1 across every generation. It's still #1. Maybe not the teeny boppers, but there's 800 million monthly users with Instagram, and there's 500 million daily users with Instagram. It's second to Facebook. So this is the next platform that you may want to work on after Facebook. That being said, if you haven't talked to everyone on your Facebook newsfeed, you need to talk to them first before starting a new platform. Instagram is really a storytelling platform. They implemented stories in 2016. So it's beautiful. You see all these pretty pictures of everyone, but with stories, which are even higher utilized now than Snapchat, it's a really good way to sort of create your own reality show in a sense. It's a good way for people to know, like, and trust you. And that's a really good thing to be using with Instagram. Let's see here. 60% of users find a new product via Instagram. 75% of users take action after visiting a post. That's huge, you guys. And Instagram has higher interaction than any other platform. So hopefully I've convinced you that maybe Instagram is worth using. By the way, when I do these trainings, I always feel like I just talk. So if you have a question, like, raise your hand. I'm going to share my screen and stuff too. But totally, like, I like the interaction. So feel free to ask questions. So we're going to walk through just a few things with Instagram that will help you sort of get started and get established. First of all, I think everyone needs to define their brand, and this is for any platform that you're using. You need to define your brand and who you are. Your brand is not direct sellers. Your brand is not any company that you're working with. It's you. And we all know this. We've heard it 100 times before. Trey Bearer, who is one of my uplines, has done a really good training on this and about branding yourself. So think of the 5 things that would describe yourself the most. And those are the things that you want to be posting about. For me, it's mom, fitness, wine. I'm kind of humorous, just a little bit. And I don't know, I may throw my dog and my husband in there every once in a while. They're lucky, right? This is what you want to post about. Those things really encompass who you are and why people are going to relate to you. So with your Instagram name, if you haven't established one already, or if yours is kind of funky, say you like put it out there in like 2015 and it's Ashley, Nicole at 54321 or something like that, you need to perhaps think about changing it, or maybe you just want to start over, and that's okay too. You want a name that's easy to find, easy to spell. You want to try to avoid extra letters and funky punctuation, and you want to stay consistent across all your platforms. So if you're branding yourself as something on Facebook, you want to stick with that name. Ultimately, the best advice is to use your own name. You are your own brand. So start there first. I was sort of working undercover, so that's why I came up with my Instagram name, Mom Wine Boss, and it just kind of stuck. But I would start with your name first. So then you want to, I'm going to actually share my screen here. Let's see here if I can. Yeah. Don't mind the massive amounts of tabs I have open. That totally is me to a T. So this is my Instagram account. It's mom.wine.boss. That's something I wouldn't recommend. And if I could go back and do it over again, I would. But this is my account here. And so we're going to talk about the headline. So your headline is this bold portion right here. And if you were using your name, for instance, you could change this to be like, if you wanted to brand yourself as Mom Wine Boss, you could say, Ashley Prine as your username and Mom Wine Boss here in this headline. No matter what you use here, you want this to describe who you are. So if you were a business perhaps offering Instagram advice, you would say, helping entrepreneurs grow their Instagram or something to that nature. That's your headline. Here I just put my name. I want people to actually know who I am. If you look on this on mobile, you'll see here the bio, and typically that lists it down with these little bullet points here. But this again, your bio, it's 150 characters, so use it wisely. You can list it out like it looks here, or you can, there we go. Or you can actually just kind of put it in a paragraph here. Nonetheless, you need a bio. You need to tell people why they should follow you, why they should scroll through your feed. They want to know a little bit about you, and you have to summarize that in 150 characters. So, wife, mom of 2, fitness freak, wine lover. I left the corporate life to create a life I love and help other women do the same, because I work with primarily women. It's okay to niche yourself. See how? I have my website on there. We'll get to that later. Hold on. We're going to check out a couple of others so you guys can have an idea of good profiles to follow. This is our good friend Amanda Slisky here. She has her bio here, join the Lady Wine Boss Tribe. This is actually bullet pointed if you're looking at it on your mobile phone. Your computer is a little bit different. She's killing it too. 14,000 followers. I didn't even know that. So you can see his headline here, spelled out his name, entrepreneur, new dad, adrenaline junkie, et cetera, et cetera. So you get the idea. You want to give people an idea of like who they're looking at, who they're following, who they're liking, why they should scroll through your posts, all those good things. And remember those 5 things, the reason why you branded yourself or how you branded yourself, those 5 things that describe you. Perhaps that's a really good spot to put these in. All right. So your avatar or your photo. So we're sitting here on Trey's, let's see here, Trey's page, and you can see his avatar right here is super clear. It's a white background. You can see his face. You can see his smile. Looks really good. You want to make sure that something is close up. You want to make yourself, you know, look nice, obviously. You're smiling. Maybe you have a glass of wine in your hand. But again, this is for every single platform. You want to make sure it all looks the same, whether you are using Lizzie's LinkedIn training from last week, whether you're rebranding yourself on Facebook, whatever the case, okay? And your web link. So this, if you just have your direct sellers link, do not put it in here. That link is precious. You are only giving it to people when they say they're ready to sign up, right? So if you have another website, then go ahead and throw it in here. If you have a blog or something like that, that's where you want to share it. Otherwise, don't put it in there. Okay, we'll get to the good stuff now. So content. Your pictures have to be high quality. And I'm not saying that you have to go out there with a DSLR camera or whatever they call it. I take all my pictures from my phone. And oftentimes, sometimes, I don't even get to take my own pictures because I am a mom. I run around in yoga pants all the time. My hair is never washed. So homegirl is not taking a bunch of like super awesome photos, especially not selfies. So you can always either repost from really awesome accounts that sort of encompass your brand while giving them credit. Make sure you give them credit. In fact, hold on, let me share my screen again. I should just keep it on here. Share. So this one is from Rydell that I posted the other day. It's a cool picture. I love Chanel. Hopefully I can afford it someday with this wine business. But I obviously gave them credit. So always give them credit. Another thing too, if you need to use stock photos, there are a lot of stock photos out there. My favorite is unsplash.com. Go up there, search for wine, search for women, search for kids, search for family, whatever you need in particular for that particular post. A couple good ones here. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to show you. There we go. I just pulled like a list of, my computer is so slow today, by the way, guys. So sorry if this is not pulling up. And now you're all paused. There we go. Okay, that's frozen. So we'll just stay there for just a second. My desktop is doing really, really funny things. Can you guys all hear me still? Okay, good. So a theme. That's still not working. Okay. So with your theme, you want to have a theme across your Instagram page. There we go. Still not thinking very fast, but whatever. So I was talking about brightly lit, uncluttered, things like that. This is a really, really good example of that, of like the nice white background. There's all kinds of apps out there that you can use to create a nice white background or do a flat lay or something like that. No matter what though, you just want to have nice, clean photos. If you look at your feed and it looks cluttered, then you might just want to go and clean it out. You might just want to eliminate some of those photos or repost them with a brighter filter, because brightness, like appealing photos, it just sells. So another one is theme. I'm going to go to another page here, Boss Babe Incorporated. And hi. And here you're going to see a checkerboard theme. And that's what we're talking about with theme is, you know, you want to stay consistent with your posts. Maybe every other post you do a quote. Maybe every fourth post you do a quote, but you keep it within the same background. You also keep the same filters on your photos and things like that, so it all looks relatively like the same color. The point is, you kind of want to make it pretty. Like everyone on Instagram wants to see something that's visually appealing, and that's why they're on the platform. So here I use the same filter with all of my photos. So quotes get the most engagement ever. So if you are stuck with a photo to post a quote. And then most of my quotes are hilarious because that's what gets the most engagement, hands down. So this was like my best quote of all year. And it's about throwing caution to the wind when I eat on the weekends. Like, just be yourself, be humorous, be fun. You can post motivational quotes. If you're really stuck, you can post something with a selfie and do a motivational quote underneath it. Quotes will always come in handy. They engage, and it's a great way to format everything. So let me go back to Trey's here. So he does the checkerboard, really common, really easy. I do every third photo, so I just have a nice long line of quotes. So it's something that can make your feed visually appealing without much work. Cool. Cool. Okay, so your plan. Hold on, you guys are chatting? Now I don't know how to see it. We'll stop the share. Okay. Sorry again, my computer is so slow. So your plan. You want to, and this goes with all your social media platforms. I mean, even LinkedIn from last week. You want to plan your content in advance. So you want to make sure that you know what you're posting, that it aligns with your brand. So I suggest, one day a week, one day that works for you, sit down and think about what you want to put out there to the world. Go through the pictures that you've taken. You can take pictures from years and years ago, as long as they apply to your brand. But put them out, put them in your notepad, or you can use an application. I like Planoly. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but it's Planoly. That's a really, really good one. There is a free portion of that where you can use it to plan. You can use Hootsuite, which many of you have heard about. You can also see stats on those two. And then you can use Iconosquare. That's another one. So I'm just giving you guys some options. You can go out there and check them out yourself. Or you can simply write all your posts in your notepad, copy and paste them over, and post it when you're ready. That's the easiest way to do it. It's super easy. You can even save your drafted posts if you want to. And then when your kids aren't crawling up your leg, you can just hit post and it will work. See, I do everything in the nooks and crannies of my time. So what else do I have for you? So planning everything out. Also, when you're planning things, guys, don't be afraid to, as long as it goes with your theme, I guess, on Facebook. Some people use their personal Facebook for very, personal things. They don't put their business out there a lot. But don't be afraid to copy and paste what you're doing on Instagram to Facebook. Priscilla, I post once a day. I think that's going to come into play later with our Instagram growth strategy, but I post once a day no matter what. I might take Sunday off because weekends get less engagement on Instagram. Is there an app that we can use to create a theme? No, but there's filters that you can use on Instagram. Instagram loves it when you use filters, and their filters specifically. Instagram has an algorithm. It's very real. And they prefer it when you edit photos within Instagram. So choose a filter and use it for every photo. How do you do themes? Checkerboard. You simply plan out your posts and make sure that you post the quote at the right time. So if you want the checkerboard, you just post it between every other photo. If you do like I do, you post 2 pictures and then a quote, 2 pictures, then a quote. You could make it more sporadic, and you could do 4 photos and a quote, and that way your quote is sort of all over the place, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Okay. And then I'll hit that question too from Tabitha. Should I make my social media open? Yes. If you are working your Instagram for business, and it's okay if you have a personal profile on your Instagram, totally cool. but you cannot make it private. Nobody wants to hit request to see what you're up to. Everyone wants to scroll through, right? We all kind of cyber stalk a little bit before we follow anyone. Okay, so posting. To create consistent growth, like I said to Priscilla, I post at least once a day. I post up to 3 times. I know other businesses have said that you should post 7 times a day to really grow your Instagram following. That's fine, I guess, if you want to post that many times, but nobody has time for that. If you were building a business like I am in an hour every single day between maybe naps, nobody has time for that. If you have time for that, do it. But I'm a realist. Like, I can hardly create content for a week sometimes, let alone 7 posts a day. So just keeping it real. Mornings and evenings get the best engagement. And let's be real, because that's when people are scrolling through their feed because they don't want to go to work, or they're scrolling through their feed because they're ready to leave work. And weekend engagement is down. But I always say this to my team: post whenever it's right for you. If you can get a post out, get it out, right? Just get it done. It doesn't really matter. You'll figure all that out later. Hashtags, the biggest mystery of Instagram. Let's get into it. So like I said before, hashtags are like the search engine of Instagram. You can go in and you can type in anything, and all these people are going to pop up that have used that hashtag. So let's do it. Let's share it. So let's see here. Let's look for mom boss. And I always use hashtags like this. Sorry, any guys that are on the call. I'm a mom boss, so I use all kinds of stuff. So mom boss, you have 2.5 million people or million posts that have used the hashtag mom boss. So if you're mom boss, maybe these are people that you want to connect with. I like to use hashtags that have a little, like they're a little less known. So boss mom, for example, 500,000 posts. Now we're getting to people who might actually want to talk to me because they're not influencers. You know, it's totally cool to reach out to people with 100,000 followers, but they may not respond back. That's okay. So you may just want to search for people. Like if you're putting hashtags out there, search the hashtags that you're using, because likely those are people that you would want to connect with. So if I go in here and I say, ooh, content is king, marketing is queen, da, da, da. Okay, I like this post. This is cool. So I might go to this girl's profile. Oh, kind of like the stuff she's putting down. So I always go to these profiles that I like based on these hashtags. I budget an amount of time every single day, set my timer for 30 minutes, and I start scrolling through Instagram and I start finding people. So boss mom, here we go. And I may search only one hashtag during that 30 minutes, but it's the profiles within it. I'll go in here and I'll like 3 pictures and I'll comment on one. I will not follow them unless they are like love them. I will not follow them unless I absolutely love them. So go in there, comment on 3, like 3, comment on 1. The likelihood that they're going to take notice that you just did that is really great. And most likely they're going to come back to your profile and they're going to say, what's she doing? And a lot of times that will result in a follow for you. Cool. So with hashtags as well, I'm going to go back here. You also want to be really strategic about what hashtags you're using. A lot of people don't know this, but you should not copy and paste the same hashtags every single time. This actually results in you being shadow banned or pushed to the very bottom of the feed. Similar to the Facebook algorithm, when you copy and paste someone's post, for example, which is why that's a big no-no anymore. You can't copy and paste someone's post and post it as your own. It will get pushed to the bottom of the newsfeed, or it will have something called shadow banning, where if you use a hashtag, for example, wine mom is used a lot. It could be depicted from Instagram that it's kind of being overused and sort of spammy, and they may just say, okay, any post that is using this hashtag is just not going to be shown at all when people go to this particular hashtag. Does that make sense? You have sort of no way of knowing that unless you click on that hashtag and you actually see if yours has come up. So now I'm really hoping that Wine Mom hasn't been shadow banned. There's also a few websites out there where you can Google, you know, shadow banning, and you can enter names in, and it's as simple as that, just, or your hashtags. So just Google shadow ban, enter that hashtag in, and you'll be able to see. A good way of doing this too is going to another profile. Perhaps you have another side profile that isn't following yours, and you can type in that hashtag and just to make sure it's being utilized. Okay, I know that's getting like really deep and dirty, but just beware. Just try not to use the same hashtags over and over. Make them relevant to the photo, make them relevant to what's going on in your life, make them relevant to whatever, but they have to change every single time. And use hashtags that are in your market. You can also create your own. So for example, Instagram has actually gone back. Let's see here. So they've actually changed how you can use, see, this is why you want to use less punctuation. So they've actually allowed you to start putting hashtags in your bio. I have not taken advantage of this yet, and I should. Everyone should, but you can create your own hashtag. So my hashtag would probably be Mom Wine Boss, or Boss Mom, or Wine Mom, or something of that nature, but you can throw it in there and use it like you would be writing it out. So I could be like hashtag wifey, and hashtag mom of two if you wanted to get crazy and hashtag everything. You could do it. You don't have to hashtag everything, but you can create your own that resembles you too, so that when people want to reference you, they use your hashtag. Ooh, I feel like I'm just spitting out information to you, so tell me to slow down if I need to. I talk really, really fast. All right, business account. Should you have a business account? Instagram offers you the ability to choose between a personal or a business account. Either one works, either one. With your business account, you can advertise. So if you wanted to advertise, you certainly could. Remember, that's something that's not terribly duplicatable either. So it's not something you're gonna have new members on your team doing. But if you don't have a business profile, do make sure your profile is set to public, no matter what. And then if you want your content to be seen too, you have to have your profile set to public. Also, with your business profile, you can view insights. So very similar to a Facebook page, you can actually go in, and you can't do this from your desktop, but I'll do this from my, you guys can't even see that, can you? The top right corner of your business profile though has like a little chart. And so you can hit that and you can go to your insights only on your phone. So that's a really good way to see what's working for you, or you can use one of those platforms I mentioned before, like Planoly or Iconosquare, to see your insights. Those are really helpful too, if you don't always want to be on your phone. All right, so the perks of a business account: you have a contact button, you've got those analytics and the insights. When you do your Facebook stories, you can swipe up, so that way you can attach links. And this is really important if you're branding yourself, even outside of direct sellers, you want to sell a t-shirt or whatever the case may be, you can swipe up and directly push those people to that link. You can see your profile views within the last week. You can see the number of website clicks if you have a website out there, the number of email clicks if you have your email out there, which you should have your email out there. I don't put my phone number. It just invites creeps. I'll just say it. You can see your reach in the past week, and you can see the number of impressions or the number of times your post have been seen. That's what number of impressions means. Make sense? I totally skipped over some stuff with hashtags. So I'm going to give you some more information, okay? Because this is my notes. I realized I had much more for hashtags, so I put it on the second page. I have so much information about Instagram. It's not even funny. All right. So back to hashtags. You can go up to 30. That is your maximum, and that includes what's in your caption. I'm going to show you what your caption is here. Oops, we're not sharing screens. Let's do it again. So this is my most recent post. This is the caption. I put some spaces here, and then I put the hashtags. I do not put hashtags in the comments. Something came out recently with the new Facebook algorithm where if you're putting hashtags in comments, it gets seen less. So I started putting them in my captions. That's still up for debate. So keep your eyes open. If something changes with that, I'll post it in Wine Warriors so you guys all know. But here we have our hashtags. You can use up to 30, but many say 15 to 20 is strategic. I won't lie, I was in a really big hurry, so I didn't post that many on this one. Comments versus the caption, make sure you toss them in the caption. And event hashtags. If you're at an event, use that hashtag because it's going to put you around people that are at that similar event and thus have similar interests. You also, when you're using these hashtags, guys, this is super important. I had this conversation with a teammate today. When you're using hashtags and you're just starting out, you don't want to use hashtags that are really well known. Like that Mom Boss hashtag had 2.5 posts using that hashtag. You have a lot of competition. So think about that as 2.5 million other posts are competing to be seen. The likelihood that yours is going to be seen is slim to none. So you want to use hashtags that I try to use hashtags that are under 100,000 views or less. So this one we saw had 500,000. Boss Moms, just making something plural, for instance, 33,000. So I had to compete with only 33,000 other posts, which sounds like a lot. But you start sort of niching yourself with these hashtags, and the goal is to be in these top posts right here, to be as high as you can. So when someone is searching this hashtag, you are coming up almost immediately. Make sense? Okay. I'm gonna check my notes and make sure I got all of them. So don't niche yourself too much. If you niche yourself as like hashtag fit mom who drinks wine because I love it, like the likelihood that you're the only one using that hashtag is pretty great. So use them, play around with them, see what works for you, and better yet, see what other accounts out there that you really like are using, and use those hashtags and play around with it and see what kind of engagement and people you're bringing in with them. All right, I'm going to stop the share and look at these comments here. No, you don't have to pay for a business account. That's free. You pay for any advertising you do with a business account. So is putting hashtag lines below your wording, it gets more likes, or is it better to put as a comment? The last I heard with the latest algorithm change, it's better to put them in the caption. With that being said, I still see a lot of people putting hashtags in the comments. So perhaps it's still up for debate. I think all of us know anything with social media changes like that. So just always make sure if this is something you're interested in, a platform you're growing with, get on social media marketing podcasts and, just make sure you're staying up to date with those things. Make sense? But last I know, caption. Cool. Okay. So speaking of captions, personalized captions create more content. So you want to say something in your caption. You want to describe your picture. You want to at least give a quote. You want to tell your story. That's what Instagram is about. So ideas, if you're searching and pulling, first of all, personal development, you're always going to find something there and you know it. Quotes, affirmations, tips and tricks. If you are trying to tell somebody how to open a wine bottle, here's how. You want to tell somebody how to run a business or why you got started, share it. Introduce yourself, share random facts, update people on your business and what you're doing, ask questions. It's so huge. Have them tag a friend who can relate. And that's the same thing with Facebook too. So I might be beating a dead horse. Format, create the captions in your notepad, hit the return button, and then put a little period, and then hit the return button again, put a little period, and that's how you're going to make your captions look really nice. I'll show you here. Oops, damn it. Sorry, I shouldn't say that on trainings. So let's see here. So here I actually put spaces in here that I copied and pasted, so I can actually copy and paste those for you guys too. But you'll see that's what makes your Instagram captions actually readable. I didn't figure this out until a very long time ago. So I'll just show you how messy they were a long time ago. Like this one, no spaces, it's hard to read. So use the notepad, use Planoly, excuse me, and insert those spaces so that you can actually, you know, create some readable material. You guys like that card, by the way? It's pretty fun. Let's see here. And then simply copy and paste it. That's it. One hugely underutilized tool on Instagram or Instagram stories, and I say hugely underutilized because it's still so new, and I think a lot of people, especially a lot of younger users, are using Snapchat much more, but Instagram stories are the bomb, you guys. And this is my favorite part about Instagram. Instagram stories, you know, when you go to someone's profile, it looks pretty and everything seems so perfect, right? But Instagram stories really showcase who you are as a person in real life, what you do from day to day, and it makes you imperfect, which is a good thing, you guys. It makes you relatable, and it really gives a glimpse into how you can make, for instance, this business work as a busy mom or as a busy professional or whatever the case may be. So Instagram stories, let's see here. What I share on Instagram stories. So share what you're doing daily. Share funny stuff. Share your fun wins. Direct viewers to your content. So sometimes I'll take a screenshot of, like, I just did a giveaway with a friend of this shirt here. So I took a screenshot of it and I directed everyone to it and said, go to this post. And it directs people straight to it. You can share testimonials on there. Like, before we get off this phone call, I'm going to have you all wave and I'm going to put it on my Instagram stories. You can share your tips and tricks there. You know, I always think of this when I'm like working out. I shared like a fitness video the other day. It still is within my brand, but I just kind of created a short little workout and I demonstrated for it and everything. I have opened a champagne bottle and put it on Instagram stories. I might have already been a champagne bottle deep while I was doing that, but you know, whatever. But you can swipe, when you have 10,000 followers, you can swipe up in your Instagram stories and allow people to directly go to links, which is a huge opportunity too, if you're branding yourself outside of network marketing. But yeah, most importantly, they allow people to know the real you, and you guys in network marketing and this business, that is huge. People do business with people they like, know, and trust, and they can do those things through Instagram stories. It's a big deal. With your business account too, I wanted to mention, or your personal account, you can actually, when you post on Instagram, you can actually post to your personal or your business account automatically, or even your Twitter, but I don't recommend doing that because of the character limits. But you can post to your personal or your business page automatically. With your Instagram stories, you can also set a setting within your Instagram settings where it will automatically go to your personal settings too. So that's really fun, because before we know it, Facebook stories are going to be a really big thing too. It's going to take over Snapchat. That's why they implemented it. So make sure that you're setting those wherever you want those stories to go. Right now, mine go to my business page. You all know with the Facebook algorithm, Facebook, I don't know, it's kind of sucks for small business owners with the Facebook page. So I'm going to start redirecting everything to my personal page. So I would highly recommend doing that because it's going to save you time. Why not use the same content for another platform? Okay, so ways to increase your stories engagement. Showcase you in your life, not just your business. Do not be a billboard for your business, no matter if you're posting pictures on Instagram or you're on Instagram stories. Geotag, okay, so you can say where you are. So if you're at our conference in Las Vegas, say that you're at the Hard Rock Hotel. Say that you're at a wine tasting with whomever. Say that you're in Iowa. Sometimes I just tag Iowa, so that way because there's not a lot of people here. So that way people can connect with me. But ultimately it decreases your circle, if that makes sense. Emojis, filters, and GIFs, or is it GIFs? I don't know. But these don't really fly on Instagram, right? We want Instagram to like look really pretty on our page and everything, but they totally go over in Instagram stories. You can have some fun, you can be goofy, you can add a silly GIF of like Oprah shaking her hands, and it's totally cool. People love it. you want to keep your page looking sort of professional, if you will, and you want your Instagram stories to share sort of you. And then you can also highlight, if you love a particular Instagram story, you can save it to your highlights here. So you can save just particular little 15-second sections of your Instagram story or longer sections right up here. And this, you guys, I haven't utilized this as much as I should, but this is sort of an extension of your bio. This is the way to share, you know, what you do, who you are, what product you have, why you're doing it, et cetera, et cetera. Think of it as an extension of these 150 characters, and you should definitely utilize them. Wow, am I talking your ear off yet? Okay, just making sure. I'm going to stop the sharing here for just a second. We're almost done. We're so close. And I know I said the quick and dirty, but there are a lot of facets to Instagram, and I think one of the things is like getting in and just playing around with it and having some fun, posting and being consistent daily, and just kind of figuring out where it takes you. Like at first you're going to think, I don't really need this. But for me, it's turned into like the last 25 people I brought in have come from Instagram. I don't even know them, but I've created relationships with them. So your direct message. In the top right-hand corner of your home screen, you're going to see your DMs. You can DM anyone. I always personally thank anyone who follows me, and I personally thank people who like, comment, or repost or tag me in something. That's an easy way to create connections. So shoot them a DM. What's up? Create a relationship. You can go after the cold prospect right away. Do what feels right for you, but nonetheless, just say hey. Growth. So here's some quick tips to grow your Instagram following super fast right out of the gate so you can feel a little bit more established. Invite all your Facebook friends to like your page. That's an easy one. Put out a Facebook status that says, who's on Instagram? Here's my Instagram handle. Follow me and I'll follow you. That's easy, right? Because we already know and like these people. Have them follow you because there is some clout in having, you know, a few hundred followers behind you before you're putting out things about your business. Follow and unfollow. Be careful with this though. This is why I like 3 pictures and I comment on 1. I do not follow everyone. First of all, because I don't like the unfollow things, you know, like nobody wants to be unfollowed. But there are a lot of Instagram bots out there, and bots are basically things that go around and like or comment on Instagram posts for you. And Instagram does not like that. So if you are following too many people, you say you follow 60 people in an hour, Instagram is going to flag you and say, okay, this is a bot and we need to look at this account, and you run the risk of getting shut down. Now, the likelihood that you're going to be doing that every hour of the day is very slim, but make sure that you're just not following, and as soon as that person follows you, you unfollow. Like, that's not cool, okay? So just use it in moderation. Like 3, comment on 1. After you've established a little bit of a following, here are a couple things that you can do to grow your following exponentially, okay? You can share from pages that you love and tag them. So I love Rydell glasses, so I shared their post. Women Who Love Wine is another Instagram account that I follow that I really enjoy, and I take their quotes and I always tag them, and that is less content for me to create. You can also contact other accounts. And remember, guys, it's all about sometimes sharing value. So if you're sharing someone else's post, they almost feel inclined to share something of yours, or at least give you some love in their Instagram stories. And when they have a big following, that's huge. So don't think you're redirecting your followers to them. It's not the case. You're going to get some of that back. Contact other accounts to ask them if you can use one of their photos. And these, you want to have the same amount of followers, thereabouts. Contact other accounts to see if you can use one of their photos and then tag them and see if they'll do something similar. So that's a really good way to get some engagement between other audiences, between other groups of followers. And then engagement pods. Like all of us right here could drop our Instagram handle and we could all go out and like and comment on a lot of Instagram photos and things that you guys have out there. That's an Instagram pod. Basically creating engagement, creating more momentum for your photos and moving it to the top of that Facebook algorithm. So it's something that you can think about in the future. last and final tips, and then we'll do questions. Collaborate with a photographer. If you know a really great photographer, like my sister is an awesome photographer, so I will constantly say, hey, come up here and take some photos of me and the kids and me drinking wine. Like, that's hard. Just whatever, just running around or doing whatever, and I'll tag her in all those photos so that she's getting a little kickback too. Hire a photographer or collaborate with a photographer that wants a little bit more exposure. That would be awesome for both of you. Don't make every photo about wine. We all know that. Do not be a walking billboard. You guys, I could use a couple of examples, but I'm not even going to do it. But there are some Instagram accounts out there that I don't even know what this person looks like. They're just a walking billboard for skincare or whatever the case may be. Budget your time. We only have an allotted amount of time, and Instagram is a time suck like any other social media platform. So set your timer for 30 minutes. That way, you're not addicted to your phone. You can look into growth programs. These are similar to Facebook bots, but they're more regulated. So Instagram. So Instagram doesn't kind of come down on them so hard. I know a couple out there, but PM me if you want the names of them, because they do cost money. And again, that's something that's not duplicatable, and all of this is. I think that's it. That's all. But you can tell, guys, I am kind of a social media nerd. I think network marketing, I always say it like this. Network marketing is like an internship that opens up other doors in so many other regards, where you get to learn so many new things. And so I've kind of become a social media geek. So if you guys need any more information about Instagram, I'm going to obviously take questions. But, you can really do great things when you apply yourself and you utilize these platforms, because they can go way beyond just your business here with direct sellers too. But this is a great way to start learning the platform. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Have fun and just put these little things into play. All right, what questions do we have?
That's amazing.
I
feel like I'm like winded.
I feel like I don't need the book anymore. For real. Like, I feel like I covered it.
Well, and there's so many, like, honestly, I listen to social media marketing podcasts because, like I said, I'm a geek. So I like that sort of stuff, but they offer some really good content. Sign up for their newsletter. They just had a really good one come out about Instagram stories and highlighting them in your profile, which I totally need to look at. I have it pulled up here. Listen to their podcast, subscribe to their emails. YouTube, you guys, YouTube is the best training system ever. You can Google anything you need on YouTube. Like today I was like, how do I print out my Instagram follower list? And there you go. YouTube will tell you, albeit very long-windedly, but
Google how to put together a Schwinn bike.
Right.
there you go.
That I just had to do for my niece.
Yeah, my niece just bought a bike, and he was like, these directions suck. So I Googled how to do it, and I pulled
What a good uncle.
And there you go. It was great.
I love it. Let's see over here.
Okay, so we have a question. So what about Tagomatic app? You can search hashtags and copy and paste straight into Instagram.
I haven't heard of it, but there's a lot of apps out there. Like I have one, where's my bookmarks here? Hold on. Allhashtags.com will pop up with 30 hashtags related to your topic. I haven't used Tagomatic. Honestly, I've kind of been filing away all the hashtags that I've been using in my notes, and I'll just copy and paste them when I plan out my posts for the week. And I just try to vary them between all 7 of my posts. But, whatever works for you, download if it's quick and easy, and it works for your time, and it seems to be working for your engagement, heck, use it. Let's see here.
What?
Can you explain how the highlighted stories work? Like, how do you get more than one on a category? So so from your Instagram stories, and I wish you guys could see the mobile portion of this, but let's see here. So I'm going to share my screen. Oops. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Okay, so my Instagram stories here, if you go to it, that is super random. I never post about anything with wine.
Do you think you avoided the warranty?
So you can highlight this. There's this little, nope, that's not it. So you can only do that on mobile, but if you go to your stories on your mobile, let me just check this exactly. You can go to highlight in the bottom right corner, and it will do exactly that. It will highlight it and send it to your bio. And from there, you can actually, I'm gonna stop the sharing here. From there, you can actually like name it. So in my highlights, I have like something about a ground floor opportunity, parenting, where my husband and I are drinking out of wine bottles and stuff like that. But then you can also, hold on one second. I'm going to share my screen one more time. Social media marketing, I just told you, put out a story about how to add a cover so it looks really nice. So I'm going to copy this and just throw it in the comments here, because I literally was looking at this before we jumped on the phone. But you see how Whole Foods did this. They actually put like a cover on here, and it's sort of like a blog post cover. So if you are, say you're talking about our VIP customer program, you can put, join the wine club or VIP customer program right here. And that way people know what they're clicking on. It looks really nice. This is branded really well with Whole Foods. So you can sort of keep everything branded really nicely as well. Gosh, that was a long answer for that question. Sorry. Paid for real followers. I know. I think, and yeah, guys, don't pay for followers. Here's the thing. If you have 1,000 followers, but you are getting hella engagement, like you're getting likes and comments, that's what matters, right? If you have 20,000 followers, but you're getting, 60 likes on every photo, that shows that people are not engaging with you. They're not the people that you want. And it's just like friending people on Facebook. You would never friend random people that you would never want to work with, or that would never be interested in working with you, so you don't want that on Instagram either. How do you add more than one story to stories? You just keep recording. They're 15-second spurts. Mm-hmm. And there's all kinds of, you guys play around with those stories. They have the Boomerang app in there. They have the hands-free. So if you needed to do something like open a wine box, if you're doing an unboxing, they have the super zoom. They have all kinds of funny little features in there. So just play around with them and have fun. And I agree. What a beautiful smile.
Thanks. I'm
Okay.
getting used to it.
I have a live video question.
Okay.
Danielle asked, where do you get the most engagement, Facebook or Instagram?
I get more engagement from Instagram. I do. I was trying to grow my Facebook business page for a while, but anymore, the algorithm has changed significantly. And so if you have a Facebook page with not many followers, which a lot of us do, and that's fine, it's really hard to gain the traction to grow your Facebook business following. Now, with that said, you can always use your personal page. You can always utilize the groups that your team has put together and things like that in a similar capacity. But I get more engagement from Instagram, but I spend more time on Instagram too. So.
Okay. Allie asked, can I rearrange my Instagram profile so it looks prettier? Like, do you recommend like deleting some things or?
Well, you can't go back and, delete things. You can archive things, but they're going to pop up in sequential order. So unfortunately, you can't go back and sort of like play around with it and move things from place to place, because everything's in that sequential order.
So basically, just start using one filter. Like,
yeah,
start your pattern. Just start. That's all you gotta do. Like,
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go delete and stuff. I
started over simply because I just feel like I needed to completely rebrand. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean you have to. You can always change your name. You can always change your bio, and you can delete any photos that don't connect with you and your brand anymore, or just photos that, you know, aren't very clear or just not very pretty, I guess.
Right.
But you'll look at people that have massive followings, and you'll go back if you really want to scroll through, and you'll see that they weren't that great at Instagram either. So
I have a question actually. You know how you can post on Instagram and it automatically posts to Facebook?
mm-hmm.
Is that like a good idea or not?
So Instagram is owned by Facebook, so that's not a big deal to Facebook.
Okay.
The last I heard anyway. The only thing is if you're putting hashtags in your in your caption, Facebook doesn't love tons of hashtags like Instagram. It doesn't work the same way. So what I do sometimes, if I'm not feeling lazy, I will simply copy and paste the caption only, and I might use a couple of hashtags, but I'll just take that photo that I used on Instagram with my Instagram filter, same exact thing, and I'll post the same exact thing minus all the hashtags to Facebook.
Cool. So like the better thing to do is just do the work and copy paste instead of connecting them.
Probably. You can connect them. I know I mentioned that before. But like I said, Facebook doesn't love all the hashtags. And if you go into Facebook and you edit a post after you've posted it, the algorithm punishes you.
Oh, yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that.
You want to get it right the first time. That sucks, doesn't it? But
it does.
mm-hmm.
You're too damn smart. Jesus.
Well, and yeah, Facebook is totally like, I mean, they've changed the algorithm for our benefit. It's a social platform, and they don't want business owners, you know, schlepping their stuff all over the place, because that's not why people originally got onto Facebook. But it's how a lot of people are using it now. So they're rewarding you for more engagement, more interactions, more likes, and Instagram is rewarding you too in a very similar way. But they're just not getting down on it so much with Instagram because more business owners are out there too. So, this might be a funny question, but I've seen on Insta stories how people seem to record themselves talking. The story seems uninterrupted. So there's an app out there. I can't remember what it is because I haven't downloaded it. Sometimes I download a bunch of apps and they just sit on my phone and I don't use them. So I just take 15-second increments and it looks like I've paused it. But there's an app out there, just like Snapchat, will record it seamlessly and pop it into those segments so that it splits those videos out into those 15-second increments. I can't remember the name of it though, but that's how they do it. How do you get pictures to be smaller scale? I take a lot of photos with my square mode on, so that way I know what I want to be in the picture is in the picture. Let's see here. I do Facebook first, then copy the caption and IG and add the hashtags. Perfect. See, I just use Instagram so much more, so I always go the other way around. Anything else? No, so quiet.
That's because you answered everybody's questions.
Well, good. I feel like I talked your ears off, and I could probably go on for like another couple hours.
Thank you, Ashley. That was awesome.
Thank you.
So awesome.
Yes.
Like, I can't even explain how awesome that was.
Well, good. I'm so happy. That makes me happy that I added some value.
Like, Wine Warriors 2.0 is almost open, and I am absolutely going to feature this because I'm going to do Instagram training, LinkedIn training, Facebook training, all the trainings. So you're going to be featured, Ashley.
I'll send you my little one from the weekend.
Yes, absolutely. So Ashley, like just get used to people messaging you.
You guys go follow me at Mom Wine Boss and shoot me a DM and let me know that you're on Wine Warriors. And then I'll follow you back, and then that way we can create some engagement on each other's posts and everything. But, you know, I've been reading this book called The Go Giver, And I'm like, all right, it's all about giving back. It's all about, you know, helping each other out. So let's do it. Let's make everybody successful. There's enough room for us all.
Amen.
Amen.
Follow her, she'll follow you back, and you'll get some engagement on Instagram. So awesome, Ashley. Thank you so much. I
Thank
so
you.
appreciate you coming on tonight. It was awesome.
I appreciate you guys asking me. It's so much fun.
So, okay. See you next week, guys.
All right. Bye.